Kim Kardashian had always been one of the most recognized figures in the world, famous not only for her reality television career, but for her unmatched presence in the fashion industry and on social media. But nothing could prepare her for the terrifying ordeal she would face one night in Paris, a city known for its beauty and its high society, but also for its shadows. It was the night of the Paris Fashion Week, and Kim was enjoying the glitz and glamour of the event. After attending the show and being at the center of the fashion world's attention, she returned to her hotel room, expecting peace and rest after an exciting evening. Her mind was filled with the last moments of the runway, the flashes of cameras, and the admiration of the crowd. The room was an epitome of luxury, with modern decor, gold accents, and large windows that gave her a magnificent view of the Paris skyline. As she stepped inside, everything felt normal at first. The silence was broken only by the clicking sound of her heels as she walked further into the room. Kim, who had just returned from the excitement of the fashion show, removed her shoes and set her bag down. She walked towards the mirror, thinking about the night's events, as the quiet of the room began to settle over her. But that calm would soon be shattered. Suddenly, the door creaked, and without warning, a group of masked robbers stormed into the room. Their faces obscured, they moved with swift precision, and in a split second, Kim realized she was in danger. She froze for a moment, paralyzed with fear. Her mind raced, and her heart pounded in her chest. There she was, dressed in an elegant designer outfit that was a symbol of her success. Yet in that moment, she was powerless, vulnerable. The contrast between her chic appearance and the raw fear in her eyes was stark. The robbers, who had been preparing for the perfect moment to strike, immediately began to approach her, and their hostile presence filled the room. Kim, realizing there was no time to think, turned and bolted toward the bathroom. The luxury of her room, the grand furniture, and the soft lighting all felt like distant memories as her panic took over. Her breath came in rapid bursts, and she could hear the footsteps of the robbers getting closer. Her designer dress, flowing and elegant, billowed behind her as she ran, but she didn't care about the fabric, only about escaping the danger that loomed right behind her. Reaching the bathroom, Kim slammed the door shut and locked it with trembling hands. Her mind was racing, and every noise outside the door only heightened her terror. She could hear the robbers in the room, ransacking her belongings, searching for valuables, and getting closer with every passing second. She pressed herself against the cold tiles of the bathroom, trying to keep quiet, trying to stay calm, but the fear was overwhelming. Her heart pounded in her ears as she glanced around the small room, knowing there was nowhere to hide beyond the door she had just locked. The terrifying reality of the situation began to sink in. The soft, warm light of the bathroom felt like a cruel contrast to the chaos unfolding just outside. The robbers had taken control of the room, and everything that once felt so luxurious now felt like a prison. Kim's mind raced through every possible scenario, from the thought of them breaking through the bathroom door to the possibility of them taking her jewelry. The very jewelry that had made her an icon of wealth and success. And then there was the matter of the robbery itself. Her ring, her bracelets, the pieces of her that symbolized her hard-earned success. All of it was slipping away into the hands of these faceless thieves. Outside the bathroom, she could hear the robbers, their voices muffled but their intentions clear. The tension was unbearable. Kim, in that tiny bathroom, felt utterly helpless. She could only wait and hope that they would take what they came for and leave. But even as she sat there, her breath still shallow and her mind spinning, she couldn't shake the overwhelming fear. Her thoughts turned to her family, her children, and what might happen if something went wrong. She had built an empire, but in that moment, it felt like everything she had worked for could be taken away in an instant. She clutched her phone, dialing for help, but knowing there was little she could do. She had become a victim, not of the paparazzi or the critics, but of a random, terrifying act of violence. After what seemed like hours, the sound of the robber's footsteps grew faint, and the room finally fell silent. Kim didn't move for several moments, still locked in the bathroom, still shaking from the terror that had consumed her. Slowly, cautiously, she stepped out and made her way back to the room. But the damage had already been done. The robbers had made off with millions of dollars worth of jewelry, including Kim's iconic wedding ring, a piece that had been a symbol of her marriage and a testament to the love and life she had built. The items taken were more than just expensive accessories. They were personal, representing the life Kim had built and the person she had become. In the days that followed, Kim Kardashian was left to process not just the loss of her material possessions, but the emotional toll of the event. The robbery shook her to the core, leaving her questioning her own safety and the reality of the life she had carefully crafted. It was an experience that would change her, and it would change the way she looked at the world. Kim's resilience and strength would carry her through, but the scars from that night would remain for a long time. This traumatic experience at the hands of faceless thieves in one of the world's most glamorous cities would eventually become one of the most talked about events of her career. Yet the emotional aftermath of it all would remain deeply personal.